question from Justin Russo.
Hey, Coach. Good to see you. How you doing?
Recording in progress.
Justin, how are you?
I'm doing well, sir. Thank you. You've said it several times. The phrase has been coined. It's a make or miss league. Is that kind of how you viewed these first two games, much in the same way as last series?
We got to make shots offensively. We're getting some great looks. I think Kawhi and PG are doing a great job of taking advantage of Rudy Gobert's helps, and they're making the right play and the right pass. So we got to step up and make shots for sure. But on the other side of the basketball, we got to do a better job with Donovan Mitchell and Jordan Clarkson. We got to slow those guys down. We got to take the defensive challenge one-on-one. And then we got to be ready to help when we need to help and fire and try to get the ball in their hands. But it starts with our one-on-one defense, because even when we get the ball out of Jordan's hands or Donovan's hands, when they swing the basketball, the other guys are beating us on closeouts as well. So we got to do a better job of containing the basketball, but we got to make some shots as well to try to keep Rudy out of paint as much as possible.
Thanks. We'll go next to Mark Medina.
Hey, Ty, good to see you. On that note, what do you think you're getting so far in the series from Kawhi and PG, and to what extent do you feel like you need even more?
They're doing a good job just taking advantage of what they can get. I think Rudy's doing a great job of helping no matter who's on the floor, if we're big or if we're small, and they're making the right pass, And so other guys have to make shots, and when they do that, it's going to open it up a little bit more for us. We know when Favors comes in the game, we want to try to attack downhill and get to the rim. But Rudy in the paint, we want to take advantage of him being there and making three-point shots. So just take what the defense gives us. They got to be a little bit more aggressive, I think, offensively to score the basketball, getting to their spots. But we also, like I said, got to make shots when we make the right play and the right pass.
Thanks. Next to Law.
Ty, how you feeling today?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm feeling good, man. So this series started with a logistical disadvantage for your team. Obviously, you had last time you were here, it was a Game 7, and Utah had those days off. In your experience, how long do you think that it takes for that rest advantage to kind of dissipate over the course of the series? And how have you kind of allowed your team to kind of, get the rest needed while staying prepared at the same time?
Well, it's not a lot of rest when you're playing every other day, but we just got to understand what we're trying to do. Take care of the basketball for one, attack, make Rudy get out of the paint as much as possible. But I think the biggest thing for us, going forward, we just have to take the one-on-one challenge with Donovan Mitchell. We're just trying to make it tough, bringing up physicality, and we can do that. And we know we played on the road in a tough environment, and we had a chance to win both games, and we didn't play extremely well. So our confidence is not wavering. We're not shaking. We just got to come out and play well tonight. I know we will.
Thanks. We'll go next to Shane.
Hey, Ty, you actually just mentioned it right there with the physicality, but before Game 2, you mentioned how you wanted to be more physical, particularly with your screen setting. Did you feel after watching the tape of Game 2 that you all met that, or you could still get better?
Oh, we did better, but, of course, they come back and said Zoo's 2 was not offensive fouls that they called in the game, which, doesn't help us now. So I like the screens that Zoo was setting. They called 2 offensive fouls, and they came back and said it wasn't when it went through the NBA. So, we just got to keep being physical because they're trying to do a good job of running through our screens. So we got to bring up physicality with screening and hitting their bodies.
Next to Miriam.
Hey, Ty. Hope you're doing all right. I want to ask you about Marcus. Marcus so well. Obviously, he's shot so well all season. When he's in a slump in the playoffs, do you talk to a guy like that, or do you just kind of stay out of his way?
No, I talk to him. Tell him to make a damn shot. But just step up, be confident, taking shots. Don't hesitate. And we know he doesn't have really a quick release, but just take your shots. I don't care if you make them or miss them, but you're the second best 3-point shooter in the league all season long. Don't think about it. Don't let it get to you mentally. Just shoot the basketball. And we know he will, like he did in Game 7, the biggest moment you can possibly be in the playoffs. So he'll be ready to go tonight.
All right, thanks,
man. Next to Mason.
Hey, Coach. I was just wondering if you've talked to Serge since his surgery, and what does it mean to have him out for the rest of the season?
It's tough. I talked to him and just checked on him, just said, prayers and, get well, get healthy. And he said, I'm feeling good, Coach. Just go out and get this win, and that was for Game 2. But, it's just tough when you lose a guy, who came in as a starter and he's been in and out all season, trying to play through the injury. And it just didn't work out for him. So you hate to see that happen. So hopefully he can come back strong next year.
Thanks. Next to Cam.
Hey, good afternoon, Coach. You mentioned post game in game 2 that the guys need to do a better job taking on that challenge, playing on the defensive side of the ball. Why has that been an issue this series, or why has that been so challenging for your team?
Well, it was a challenge in the first series as well with Luka. But I think, with Donovan, he's a little bit more, shifty. He's faster. He can get to where he wants to get on the floor. So when we're trying to fire a double team, he split our blitz a couple of times. He dribbled around our blitz. We try to fire to get the ball in his hands. He rejected and went the other way. So he's faster, and it's hard to try to blitz him and corral him. So we just got to do a better job of just taking the challenge one-on-one first, keeping him in front, and then when we decide to go fire and try to get the ball in his hands, it'll be a lot better for us. But just being to his body, he's playing too free. We might be scared of his speed a little bit, but we got to be able to get into his body, bring up physicality, and try to direct him to where we want him to go instead of him just doing whatever he wants.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks. Next to Tomer.
Hey, Ty, good to see you. Brian Seaman posted a stat earlier that in the first 3 minutes of each half, you guys have been outscored 42-9 in the games 1 and 2. Why has been getting off to a strong start even an average start been so difficult? And how do you really change that tonight?
I think the biggest thing is, defensively, we haven't gotten stops. So we're not able to get out in transition and get easy and early baskets. That's been the biggest thing that I've seen. Teams are scoring at a high rate and a high clip to start the quarter. So we got to do a better job defensively, getting some stops early so we can get out and get some easy baskets in transition.
Thanks. We have time for one more. Go ahead, David Locke.
Thank you very much. Tyrone, the Jazz made an inordinate amount of shots the other night. How do you deal with that as a coach? Do you make adjustments? Do you say we're staying the course because that can't happen again? What's your approach on something like that?
We got to make a few adjustments, not that drastic. We talked about the physicality. We talked about taking the defensive challenge one-on-one. But they did shoot the basketball, I think, at the NBA all the time, off the dribble threes. And so if they're going to make them, then we got to do a better job of trying to take that away as well. So they made shots. We didn't make shots. We didn't shoot it as good as we need to and that we can do. So, like I said, we didn't play extremely well, particularly well on the road, and we had a chance to win both of those games. So coming home, I think we're going to make some shots, and then we're going to be more aggressive and bring up physicality to the game.
Thank you, Ty.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Have a good game.